Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something a little bit different. I'm going to take you along on my, I suppose you could say, journey to create an intention jar for the Buck Moon. This is a project that I'm doing with Allura Cian, with Toby here on YouTube, and inspired by Toby, I decided to film a portion of it. This is essentially kind of like a moving meditation. That's how I did it. That's how you're supposed to do it. And portions of it are not filmed. Portions that I did before, during, and after, I didn't film. I decided to leave those as they were, leave those private. So come on and see what we did, what this activity is about. So first I chose a jar. This just happens to be one that I had on hand. I decided to take the label off because, I mean, you don't have to, strictly speaking, but I prefer to have a relatively clean surface. And that way, if I want to decorate the outside, it's a little bit easier to get an image or whatever the decoration is to adhere to the, in this case, jar. And then I'm going to use this because ideally you want to cleanse it. Allura said that you can either bathe it in salt water, which is what I'm going to do, or you can just pray over it, say some nice words over it. I think I'm going to probably do both. And I want to use this for the salt water because it's just more convenient. Got a little water in there and add a little salt. This is just what I have on hand. It's also what I like to do salt baths with. And you just use whatever you have on hand. I don't think, this is just my personal opinion, I guess you could say, that you don't necessarily have to use glass if you don't have it, or for whatever reason you don't want it. The whole point is that you want to use whatever you have on hand. So if you've got, say, a plastic water bottle or one of those reusable cups or something like that, as long as it's something that you can close up and it's not going to leak, I personally don't see that there would be much of a problem. I think the point is more to just have a container that is clean and set aside for the purpose of doing some special intention work. And I'm just going to do the lid. It's kind of convenient because this one has the 5-pointed star, which I like. This year, 2026, the Buck Moon is going to be at its height on July 29th, I believe she said. So ideally, you want to have this done before the 29th. I'll be putting this video up before the 29th as well, just in case anybody else wanted to do something like this, felt inspired, wanted to bring in some celestial help for motivation, goal setting, and things like that. So I've dried it. I wanted to make sure it was as dry as possible because ideally I don't want any of the contents to start growing mold or something like that. I mean, I don't think it would hurt, but ideally you don't really want to have mold in your intention jar. Okay, now comes the fun part. This is when you decide what you're going to put into it. And with this, you pretty much just follow your own intuition. So I'm going to use some sea salt. That actually was part of the instruction. You want to put the sea salt in first, ideally. So I have that, and this is just the one that I have on hand. Don't go out and buy stuff. Don't go out and buy stuff. You got everything you need right where you are. Okay, we've got so far the cinnamon that she mentioned, some rosemary, and these were just some ideas that she had given. I'm considering some whole cloves. I don't have very many. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a little cardamom. Maybe some thyme. I don't know. And I'm not going according to any particular correspondences either. I don't have all of these supposed correspondences memorized. Despite the fact that I've been reading up on them for a long time, I don't bother to memorize them. I just kind of go according to what feels right. Let me check out, hold on. I'm over here in kind of an odd section. I think, yeah, I'm gonna use, I saved these two little kernels that didn't pop the last time we had some popcorn, and I wasn't sure exactly what I was saving them for. I think I know now. They're gonna go into the jar. It just feels about right. Am I gonna add sage? I don't know. Not sure. I just found something else, some leftover almond slices. I feel like those should go in. Is there anything else? Mint? No, not mint. I don't think. We'll see. This may change. I'm just pulling stuff out right now. Well, I decided to switch the jar of cinnamon to this one. This is an older one that I've just been holding on to. I think I'm going to use this up first because this is more what we're currently cooking with. And I found this because I was looking for, one of the things that you can add is, if you have access to ethically sourced rabbit fur, little tufts of rabbit fur, you can add that. Ironically, I do have some rabbit fur that I just happened to find. It is ethically sourced. It didn't come from a rabbit who was slaughtered or anything like that. But for some weird reason, I can't find it. So I guess it's not going in. Okay, I was going to get some other stuff, and I suddenly felt the need to veil, which is something that I incorporate in my practice, usually just when I'm in my sacred space. I mean, always when I'm in my sacred space. Not every single time, but there are certain times when I feel the need to have my hair either covered or contained in some way. So I did that. This is not strictly speaking a new one, but it's one that I've repurposed from an altar cloth, which was originally a scarf that I wasn't wearing, so I turned it into an altar cloth. Now it's a veil. So this is the line of the headband that I just happen to be wearing, which kind of looks neat. It worked out. So let me show you what I feel like I'm probably going to put in. I already said when the camera was turned off, I'm doing this on my phone, so I have to keep going back and forth between filming and the instructions. But I felt the need to also say some things over the jar, to pray over the jar, and I didn't really want to film that. So let me show you some of the things that I'm putting in now. Doing the Purity and Strong Foundation, and that is salt at the bottom, and it doesn't have to be a lot. I mean, use your own judgment. And like I said, you don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. I also felt the need to put my evil eye back on, and my ring while I was doing this. So, okay. I'm not going to put a crystal in it, as far as I can tell right now, because I'm very attached to my crystal friends. I do have a crystal collection, and I don't have any piece that I'm comfortable putting in here. But one of my friends who feels like my personal crystal, it felt like he or she hasn't told me which one he is, wants to kind of bear witness. So he's right here, but he's not going to go into the jar. I also feel very strongly, and this may be controversial among some vegans, but I felt the strong need to put honey in this. I'm not 100% sure that I will. My primary issue with honey is the way that the bees are kept, the way that they are factory farmed, or the fact that they're factory farmed at all. and that honey is, and the bee is not treated as sacred anymore. Whereas in ancient times, pretty much every culture that had access to bees recognized that the bee and their honey is sacred and used it accordingly. Whereas now we overconsume everything. So this is just something that I got from the store, and I only use it predominantly for offerings unless I get the feeling that I'm supposed to use it for, say, with our allergies to help soothe our throats or something like that. There is another place where I would prefer to get honey for the few times that I do get it, but right now I don't have the money to contribute to that that cause. So we have the salt. I threw in just a tiny, well, what was left of some ordinary table salt that I had left from years ago, and that's going to be the bed. I've already made my intention scroll, or I've written them down, and I'll be putting that in last. Next is going to be the almonds, and I'm going strictly according to feel. Almonds are another thing that I use occasionally in cooking, but predominantly in a particular recipe that I discovered when I was looking into my genealogy, as well as every now and then I'll use them as some personal offerings. Let's see. I don't think I need many, so just like a palm full. And get the plastic out of your face. Sorry. And then I feel like rosemary should be next. Rosemary. Needs to go in the palm first. I don't know why. Yeah, another palm full. Just a tiny bit more. Not much. Right? Yeah. Okay. I feel like 3 cloves. Let me do it like this. 1, 2, this one, 3. Okay. 3 cloves, and when, let's see, I could put the corn in there now. Yeah. I'll put the 2 corn kernels in. 1, 2. And now we're getting into some of the things that I've just pretty much saved and sourced myself. Like this is, in this jar I have the skin from the seed, the pit of a, what is the word? Avocado. Good grief. I must be tired, more tired than I thought. And then I have dried orange peel. That is exactly from where you think it is, just an orange that I was eating, and I saved the peel and dried it. So I think, I don't think I need one that's that big, but I don't have much of this left. Okay, sorry about that. The thing cut out. So I ended up putting 3 pieces. We're doing some stuff in 3s apparently. I think I'm going to do the cardamom. It probably doesn't matter what order I go in. Let's see, not very much. I think that's good. I'm putting in some catnip that was in a bag that was splitting, so I took it out of the bag. Let's see. 1. Is that enough? No, 2. I can go a little heavier on it. 3. Okay. So that's the catnip, and then the cinnamon. Okay. Oh, that smells good. And now for the last two pieces. At least I think they're the last two pieces. These are some dried petals from old flowers that we had, and I saved the petals. These are orange, these are white. I don't remember what type of flower they are, but I feel like in this instance color is the important thing, and we have the seeds also. Oh boy, that smells good. Kind of has a rattle sound to it. And I feel like I need to do the white first. Just sprinkle them in. And now I'm gonna do the orange. Let's see. Yeah, that's enough. Don't need that many. Am I gonna put the honey in? No, I don't need it now. For some reason, now that I have the catnip in there, I don't think I need the honey. Okay, so now I'm going to do the scroll. All right, I have the scroll ready. It's being held underneath the lid. And what I'm gonna do is something that, and I feel, led to do it intuitively. I'm gonna be using some string and some thread. And I'm gonna add a little bit of color magic to it because I like things that do double duty, and this is one of them. I've done something similar to this in the past, and it actually worked really well with that particular working. So the thread I'm using is white, and it's thread that I saved from a smudge stick, a bundle of sage that, three more knots that I saved, because when I break them apart, when I break them up so that I can burn the sage individually, I always save the thread. So I'm going to be doing white and blue. Let's see, I'm gonna cut this first. There. Okay. And again, I'm just repurposing everything. I mend, I sew, so I always have some type of thread, or actually, no, this is supposed to be up above. Some type of thread or string around, or cotton pearl. Okay, so I did that, got it knotted, and I ended up doing a different number of knots on the blue. And I could add some more blue thread, but I don't think it's really necessary. Yeah, I don't think it's really necessary. So I'm just going to put that right down there in the bottom and close it up. And there we have it. There you go. You can see it better now. Nice and colorful. And I can shake it or sit with it, pray with it, meditate with it. The lid is nice and secure. That's one of the reasons I picked this one. It's not too big, and it was just what I had on hand, and I like the stars on it. Star on the lid and stars around the, well, not the rim, but below the rim. So this is going to go on the windowsill as per the instructions, and it's going to sit there at least until the 28th or the 29th, until the moon is at its height, until the buck moon is at its height. And then it's going to go in my sacred space. So I hope that you, if you want to follow along with the activity, you can go on the Spaces app, and I'll see if I can put some of the information in the description box of the video. So that way you can get on the Spaces app, you can look for Allura Sian, Allura Spiritual Services. She has a lot of stuff going on for motivation, for inspiration, to keep people's spirits up or raise them back up. Some spiritual guidance and information that you really need to know to help make things a bit better, a bit easier for you with everything else that's going on in the world. So I'm going to put this on the windowsill, and I will see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this little departure from writing and reading and everything else. I'm also filming a writing blog, well actually 2 writing blogs, as well as a channel update and a couple of other things. And I'm doing some experiments with editing and some different formats. So stay tuned for all that, and I will see you next time. Bye.